Is we live or is we live? I don't know if that intro worked or not, and I don't think my computer can handle running the intro during the live stream. But this time I'm going to wait a little bit longer because I'm going to need at least one person helping me with the class. So, good evening. How y'all doing? Welcome to my critical thinking class, which was supposed to congregate begin at 7, and technical difficulties prevented that from happening the way that I wanted to. Um, I see is one person in the bush from Facebook and YouTube. You can introduce yourself. Um, I'm hoping y'all joined me so you could be in the critical thinking class. So, oh no, there go my DoorDash. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna have to pause it. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Sorry. I did a DoorDash my first time doing it, and I took advantage of the fact that it was free. So, good evening, Slide, and good evening, Rockwell K. Glad you could join me on this Thinking Thursday. I titled this one in particular because some of the things we go through on these YouTube streets is problematic, huh? And so if I'm going to be teaching critical thinking, which purpose and goal is to solve problems, might as well start with a problem that I'm having on these YouTube streets. Oh, what's for dinner? Um, uh, Orange chicken and combination fried rice. uh, if y'all don't mind, shoot, I'm gonna dive in a little bit, and that maybe gives a chance for a few more people to join in. Egg roll. Well, I'm glad you came on, Rockwell K and Slide. I consider y'all two of my more intellectual followers, so that makes me very happy that you joined at all. Not that the rest of y'all ain't intellectual, but I'm just giving y'all props. Uh, mm, 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 mm. Shrimp fried rice. And they got it packed. They got it packed in here. Good, good. I don't want to talk with my mouth full. You just eating your pasta and kielbasa, and I got your notifications. So I guess we having dinner together. So let's talk about these streets. Let's talk about. I was in the chat yesterday. What I'm eating? You asked me what I'm eating? Shrimp fried rice. Mmm. Shrimp fried rice is loaded. They sure got a healthy portion. Definitely will be getting full. They did not shortcut or cut corners. Mmm. Oh, it tastes good even without the soy sauce. Mmm. Well seasoned. Mm-hmm. Good. It's good. Welcome to the chat, everyone. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. So back to these YouTube streets. I was in Sir King's chat, and if he catch the replay, if he even look or checks for me, that's on him. If he don't, that's on him too still. It'll be his loss. In my opinion, I think this is a golden opportunity to talk about what I've been trying to push all along. And that's being able to critically think. Lunch for tomorrow, too, huh? That's a big portion, yeah. I wasn't expecting it to be that big, but yeah, that's a nice big size portion. Sure is. So I ain't complain. I ain't got no complaint. I ain't got no complaint. So one of the problems in the chat goes wild. When we go into these chat rooms, it's people that draw all kinds of conclusions, and it's people that they call, what do they call, bone carriers. They'll carry information from one chat to another. And so was one in there um, um, being messy, in my opinion, accusing me of being messy. So that's what I like to say. Messy where? Messy where? Messy where? Okay. One of the concepts that I've been promoting on these Thinking Thursdays is what I've been learning, and I learned out of these two books. And these two books I'm willing to give away for free. Anybody in this chat? Hey, loving my hair. How you doing? Anybody who wants this book, all you got to do is put critical thinking in the subject line. I will type in you can get these books on me. Critical thinking. Put critical thinking in, let me put the email. Fat for Life TV at outlook.com. Put critical thinking in the subject. Now, I've seen plenty of chats, and I see people flock. If when it comes to mess, they flock to send emails to air out people dirty laundry and to tear them down. My challenge is I'd like to see people bust down my email to try to get some positive thinking. Even if you don't want this book yourself personally, you think you are already a good critical thinker, you don't need to, then get it for somebody else. It's an easy read. Give it to somebody else. Maybe you got a mama. Because see, y'all, these times that's going on now, it's going to get rougher. Okay? We ain't even begin to see the repercussions of all these businesses being shut down for this COVID and people steady dying from that alone. But anyway, let's get back to the YouTube streets. What I've been telling y'all is the method that I've been using is called ICPS, which is short for I Can Problem Solve. The long name, the fancy term, intermittent cognitive problem solving. And that requires you more often than not to ask the right questions. So here's my questions. And the action words that we're going to use is this from the ICPS book. So the question is or am I not? Am I is or is not? Am I messy? That's the question. Is Naomi or is she not messy? So that's what I'd like to know. Now, most of you who follow me from day one, y'all know I even go to the length of actually putting disclaimers up. If you messy, this video ain't for you. But some people define messy as other things. And obviously, clearly, someone that was in Sir King's chat considered me to be messy. And the breakdown in communication is that I wasn't able to talk to that person one-on-one, and the limitation with technology, I wasn't able to go back and even send a message or say something to that person who had so much to say about Naylor. And and messy was one of the terms. Like, okay, what does messy mean? What does that mean? That's so when you use ICPS, the first question is you want to make sure you're getting to the root of the actual problem. So to me, the breakdown already is the definition. What do we consider messy? What is it that you consider messy? Okay, because what you're considering messy ain't necessarily what I consider messy. See, I consider messy when you go into other people's chat, you be disrespectful, you call people out their name, that's what was happening to me in their chat, in Sir King's chat. That's what was happening to me. Okay, I wasn't nobody uh putting respect on my name. They painted a narrative. And do you know how often that breaks down communication when somebody has already formulated an opinion about you and they don't know you? That's a big old problem. So what just exactly is or is not messy? Exactly. They just did what they did it. They were the ones, in fact, were being messy because you calling me out my name. You don't know me. And you spreading a narrative to a whole bunch of other people who coming into the chat, and that can potentially color their opinion of me without ever getting to know me, without having any type of knowledge, which is why you have to ask the questions. You notice you said there was a few messy yardbirds. Well, you ain't lying. I can't say you lying about that. But this is why the ICPS, this way it comes into play. Okay. There were a few messy yardbirds. So let's start with defining messy. Let's see. What is messy? I bet you this. I'm or more ICPS words. I bet you 3 different people can tell me what they think messy is, and not one of them would be the same or different. Each person will say something different. So I'm going to ask you, ladies, that's in the chat, Darius, what is your definition of messy? What about you, Rockwell K? What do you define messy as being? See, that's what critical thinking come in, is you got to be on the same page. It teaches you to be empathetic, and it teaches you to take the time to find out what the other person has to say. So I'm asking the chat tonight, and you could type it in the comments. What is your definition of messy? My definition is what you explained. People like that who came in the chat to do what they just did. Come in, disrupt the chat, target and harass one of the participants in the chat with a hidden agenda to be disruptive. So that's what I call messy. I agree with that. So do you believe that two people can have the different idea of what messy means? And be in the same chat? Yes, they can. Two people can be in the same room and have a different definition of what messy is. And to me, my definition of messy is when you come with your own hidden agenda into somebody else's chat, and then you disrupt the subject. Because to me, I think it's rude if a host is talking about a particular subject and you join the chat, you should be jumping in on the subject that the person is chatting about. So in this Sir King chat, they were chatting about whether the messiness um, of this sector, whether was it a black thing, a black woman thing, gay man, black woman, gay man thing. And I wanted to jump in because I felt that it was. I've been on YouTube too long, and Facebook. I mean, social media, period, on the internet, 30 years. I've been on the internet too long for me to say that that is just a black thing. It's not even, it is, it certainly is not, it's a counterculture, because it's certainly not the mainstream. That's what I'm trying to say. The behavior in this quote unquote sector is certainly not the mainstream. Okay? That's not the mainstream behavior, because I've watched and I do subscribe to plenty of channels that I don't consider messy at all. Messy doesn't even come into the equation. There's no opportunity for mess to evolve, dissolve, and be disruptive, because people be about the business. When I go to my gardening channels, these people be talking about their garden, and so I believe in, even in the messy world, if I was in somebody's chat in the gardening world, what would be messy is if I came in there talking about sex and they talking about plants. That would be messy. That's my opinion. When you come in to be disruptive, okay? But I didn't come in to be disruptive. I came in and stated my agenda. I want to make a comment on what they were talking about, and they hit on the fact that I believe that it is a segment of this so-called YouTube streets that is the gay man, black woman element, okay? I believe that element bumped heads on these YouTube streets, and when they collided, it's a whole bunch of mess that sparks off. Okay, all the time, because the debate is always about, well, he a man, he only come at a man like that. He wouldn't go at a woman like that. And so, Ken, I'm gonna have to ask you, like I did while we were in the chat, I asked several times, uh, "Are you a chubby chaser?" The chat was completely disrupted and derailed and taken over by another content creator. And so we were no longer talking about, you know, the this sector, how what do we consider this sector, and how do we define this sector. It went derailed to him flirting with a trans person for 2 more hours to the point I fell asleep. I actually fell asleep on that chat, which I've never stuck around long enough to fall asleep, but I was waking up when the chat was on. So that's how it ended up. It wasn't like I was checking for it and planning for it or any of that. Mm-mm. But just because I showed up, somebody had a hidden agenda and already had a pre-narrative instead of the narrative that I get to tell about myself and introduce myself. They were trying to paint a picture of me before I could even say what I could say about myself. That's messy, okay? But we see who's on the messy side and who's on the sane side thinking logically. So yes and no. do y'all believe do y'all believe a person that is messy and is not messy can reside in the same person, in the same body? Is that possible? I say yes. It's very possible. It's very possible. It's very possible. So yes, but what we see who's on the messy side, we definitely see. And you can drop down out the bushes if you checking me out, Sir King, because this is not gonna be no read against you. I'm not with that. But I don't appreciate your chat. People who joined the chat who don't know me and know me even less than you coming in assuming any kind of thing about me. And I'm man enough and woman enough. That's why I go in people's chats. When I want to know, I come in there and I ask. The biggest problem with critical thinking is people assuming. They assume, and then you don't know what assume does. It make an ass out of you and me. And run with that. And run with that. So already we were able to critically think about being messy. What is it? Do you believe being messy is or is not a good thing to do? You said, okay, sir, that guy's funny. I mean, it may well be funny. I mean, I didn't find it particularly, funny the way he handled that chat, because for the next 2 hours I was muted, and they were him and the transgender person was flirting. And I don't want to put it all on him. The trans person was doing all the flirting. So, but I would have to ask you, you guys, uh, do you think that was a good thing or not a good thing to allow somebody to derail your chat? Funny like fake. Well, kind of agree with you on that. Well, Mr. Funny like fake had the nerve to confront me on something that I had typed in another person's chat. Now, that other person, I was on protocol as far as that chat go, because the whole video was about him and she was expressing her opinion about him. And guess what? I came in and expressed my opinion about him as well. As well. And this is the crazy thing. Why would you think that I thought you didn't see it? Did you think I was trying to hide? I came right into his chat boldly, not trying to hide anything, but he made it an issue, that I did something because I said something about him. I said what I said, and I know exactly what I typed and what I said, and I need no translators. That's another reason why communication get lost in the translation because other people be trying to translate for you instead of you asking directly. That is how you always get to the root of a problem. You directly ask the person what the problem is. What is the problem? What was the problem? Well, I found out right away from Sir King that his problem was that I said something in somebody else's chat about him. But believe me, anything that I say publicly, that I let roll out public, that I allow anybody else to see besides me, I stand on it. So yes, I thought that he was a character that stirs the pot. He stirs up the trouble because he know what sector he was in. He moving around on these UT streets with ease and finding all the right people and getting all the right numbers and got his 1K quick in this so-called sector. He's a cat, so he's easily distracted. I'm easily distracted too. But Slide, you stay in trouble speaking your mind. It's all good. I mean, if you want to join on here, you can. I'll put the invitation up here if you want to put your 2 cents in on this particular subject. But anyway, you know, he made like it was I was backpedaling and pussy popping as they call it. No, I wasn't. I said to his face in his chat, I do think you stirred the pot and then try to act like you didn't do anything. It's so innocent. Oh, I don't know why. I don't know why they blocked me. I don't know why they don't want me in my chat. I don't know why, but you in everybody's chat. You gotta know something. And the ones that see me, that kills me. The ones that see me in everybody's chat, how is it that you seeing me in everybody's chat unless you there? That means you there looking at me in everybody else's chat. And how about this? You're wondering how I'm in everybody's chat. Have you wondered why? One reason why I'm allowed in most people's chat without problem is because I come there with respect. I respect the people in the chat. I respect the host and I treat them respectfully. I don't come on disrespecting nobody. But people that come on the internet, there is no classroom or etiquette or how-tos, how to conduct yourself online. And everybody come in with their own agenda. And that's where the chaos come in. All the time he does that, all the time. Yeah, so I expressed my opinion. I said, you do stir the pot and then act like, what did I do wrong? What did I do? Knowing that he being slick and shady, you know? You've been blocked by the best, Tommy Sotomayor, Tracy, and many others. Oh, so far I haven't graduated to getting blocked by either one of them. I still can come in their chat. But most people welcome me in their chat. I don't have any problem. Only time I have a problem with people is like the ones that came in his chat that had already had a hidden agenda about me, that I was messy. That was their definition. But you gotta want to know, what is that? What do you mean by messy? Is Nay Love or is she not messy? That's the question. Is or is not. That can be interjected in so many things in your life. And when problems come up, that is just how easy it is to interject this. So this particular problem is or is not, Nay Love, messy. Exactly. They're taking all the steps you're taking, but then trying to tell you about your steps. Right. How you gonna tell me about myself? Ain't you being messy? Yeah, I feel like it's the feminine sector and the black women with the acid tongues, the ones Tommy can't stand. That's the ones that make up the majority of this so-called sector. Because it's not a male sector. And I was able to prove that, and that's why I came on to his chat. I was able to prove that it's not It's not the male thing, because I've had male followers. I've had male followers tell me they grew up with me. I was watching you since I was 17. I'll be like, oh my God, bless you. 17, I grew up with you. Been watching me for years. So I done had plenty of time to be in chats with males, men of all ages, nationalities, races, countries, tall, skinny, short, fat, old, young, the whole shebang. Thousands of followers over a decade. Okay? Over a decade. So I had plenty of time. Thousands of groups on Facebook till this day. Okay? I love getting blocked, and a lot of people is ghost to me. Uh, oh, I can't read all of that. A lot of people is ghost to me. When you annoy me, I don't even want to see your comments unless they put it on StreamYard. I heard that. Yes, Slash said he go way back. So yeah, it's a lot of men that go way back, and this is how I know this is a specifically a black woman gay man thing, because you know developing culture and Jason like to be in this sector too, but this ain't happening in no all male uh forum. This ain't happening in no Saul Netta. This ain't happening in no O'Shea. This ain't happening in the manosphere. This ain't happening in no environment like that. And it ain't never happened in none of my chats ever. Ever. It definitely ain't never been no 3 hour chat where we where a straight man, flirting with a trans man, trans woman, excuse me. Oh, you know, we gotta be worried about being so politically correct. That it's not never happened. And Slide, I agree, Nate Love and Messy don't go together. No, they don't. And y'all know I be putting my disclaimers up. You in the wrong place. You looking for mess. That's this not what you want. Is me. You definitely, because it ain't gonna be funny, and I'm gonna try to educate you along the way. No matter what I do, whether it be cooking, whether it be gardening, whatever it is, I'm gonna be trying to make it an empowering situation. So that's why I don't appreciate somebody coming into the chat and assuming for me. That's how you break down communication. Now I'm already on the defensive because you done came in here and assume that I'm messy. You telling everybody else I'm messy. Now they get to assume that same thing about me without ever having spoke a sentence, a word, a phrase, an introduction whatsoever to me. You just imposing your opinion on the whole chat. You know, the difference between my comment that I had to say, it was after the video was over, and that's what I put in the comments. And the reason why I go out my way commenting, because I know how important it is to a video and content. So out of respect, I will say my 2 cents. And I have never left behind a comment that I am afraid for you to read, afraid for you to see, afraid for you to hear, and afraid for you to get it. Okay? I meant for you to see it. When you see me, I meant for you to see me. I wasn't hiding. It wasn't like he caught me in somebody else's chat. Oh, I see you over there. No, I came directly in your chat and walked up to you. Man up. Head up, man up, woman to man. Okay? Woman to man. And to make it so bad, people gave me compliments on what I had to say on your video. That's how messy I am. I just hate the fact that gay men can talk shit about black women, but if you talk about them, you're homophobic. Exactly. Exactly. And the crazy part, the gay males that I dealt with, came in contact with, some of the statements like fag and trade and all that, that's not even offensive to them, you know. But bitch this, bitch that, bitch, slut, whore, that's offensive to me. You know, I don't kick it with my girlfriends talking like that or behaving like that. And then I feel like Natasha Malam, yes, I'm calling it, I'm saying it, proved the difference between men and women. Okay, I don't know about you, but if you got even a piece of a look, just like Jalen Nerd, he got a jewel, a tool in the front of him. His ass is like a big ass is like a big dick. Okay, you ain't gotta be fine. If you got one of them, you can pull them. If you got one of them, you can pull them. Okay, and I ain't gonna be, asking you about your draws and how they look down there. I mean, unless you over there on my website and you came on there and you wanna, do some growth whole thing, it's gonna be on my territory, you know. But I'm not gonna be just overtly coming on to no man, no ma'am. That's the difference. That's one difference between women and other people. The average woman I know will not engage in that kind of behavior socially. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong. Hey, Kareem, how you doing? I'm not saying it's wrong or right. Enjoy yourself. Apparently, he must have been enjoying it because he let you come on there and flirt for 2 hours. Okay, I ain't never been in nobody chat for 2 hours flirting on no day, damn day. You said I missed those days. You miss those days when a straight man could talk about a gay man. What do you miss? What days you miss? You miss the days of me, my day one days. I'm confused, Sly. What you mean? I miss those days. Yeah, I still swim. I never get tired of that. I'm just waiting for the Y to open. That Y is being built brand new on my block, and I can see it from my porch. It's not even a block away from me. I can't wait. Y'all gonna get tired of seeing me. I'm gonna be in there every day in them water. So even with the messy thing, you can with these ICPS words and dialogue, you can go right down the line. Is Naylor, is she not, or is not messy? And does she do this all the time? Is she the same, or sometimes she do it differently? Does she do it all of the time? Is she messy all of the time, or some of the time? Some people conclude a person the character because of some action they took one time and sum them all up for that one time. That's not critically thinking. Rockwell K1, you said I'm not even in this big beef sector, and Nay, you're not in the beef sector with those people over there. If this is the beefing sector, I'm in the, I don't know what RN, which you not. If so, I guess I'm just visiting. We just visiting. I don't consider myself in the beef sector, but I consider myself, I was indirectly dragged into it. And I was trying to figure it out analytically, using that critical thinking. How did I get over here in this sector? Well, to be truthfully honest, I was following T.S. Madison. So I saw that whole dynamic when they first broke apart and broke down. And then I just seen that, there was a core group of followers. I mean, in both parties, both T.S. Madison and Kaya had a heavy, strong, gay following. And so that's the thing, reading for filth. Now, I come from, uh, urban community from Chicago, and I know about signifying, but it'd be more like your mama so fat, blah 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 blah. You don't be going below the belt, you know. You don't be talking under clothes, your titties sagging, your pussy stank. It's it wouldn't be like that. Okay, when it came to we doing the dozens, and so I feel like because there is no rules, okay, that is part of the problem. Every man for himself. Oh, you said right now. Okay. Which you're not. If so, I guess I'm just visiting. And so I'm just passing through. I got dragged into it, quite honestly, because of how this person came to me in the chat, calling me messy. That don't me know me. I wanted to go back and find that person's name and block them because I don't want to be bothered. I don't want you to see me in everybody's chats because you apparently got a problem with me just showing up. But most people, if you see me in the chat, most people be excited to see them some they love in they chat and they say hi. All of them, most of them, have me having a problem with somebody is rare. I don't get in beefs because I'm a grown ass woman. I feel like I can use my head to critically think and think about these words to critically think. They have cult members in the sector. Yeah, I feel like you said messing with them fools over there. We all accidentally stepped in the mess, but these people bathed in it daily. Yeah. So yeah, it's some people that bathe in it daily. And then I'm gonna say, I'm not even gonna lie. When they drag me into it, oh yeah, I was on the stuff daily because I was obsessing trying to clear my name. Okay. That's how I got into it with them lip stank alley cats. That's what that was all about. And they wasn't expecting me to come back and have plenty of confidence. I wasn't this old person, naive person handing my money over to some handing my disability check to some charismatic character online. That some of us have a whole bunch of self-esteem and self-love. Okay, they weren't ready for that. Some of us love us being fat and all that. I think I'm fat and all that. Let me repeat. I'm fat and all that. Okay. I don't feel second to Nam chick. Now. Because whatever I lack in looks, I more than make up here. Way more. Slide Jones, a lot of the ex-cult members are having withdrawal, and that's why we seeing this mess getting messier. Yeah, because they looking for another person to latch on to, and it's crazy. And if you don't get your kids thinking, critically thinking early in life, that's gonna be your child online following behind these messy fools, getting caught up, giving their money. You know, it's gonna be your kids. You know, and that's why I'm even doing this at all, because I feel like I was blessed. I was introduced this method. Now, when my grandbaby come back, I want to play some of the games, and I wanted to, I want to gear it towards mother and children or dads and children, because now your kids are going back to school. Those are problems we're gonna have to face and solve and resolve, and we're gonna have to be able to critically think when we're doing that. Okay. Slide Jones said exactly. It's weird, right? I feel you on that. And so it's weird. It is weird because I've never seen this kind of behavior, and I believe the super chats and the cash apps compounded. I think that also takes it to another level that gives it a life of its own. Okay, and it's crazy. Like sheep's getting led to slaughter. Yeah, when I see it, I cringe because all I keep thinking about, that's how Hitler got in and manipulated people to do most horrific things. So it's scary to me to see these people so easily led by these charismatic characters. And the people that, excuse me, positive people like myself, we ain't gonna get no shine. Excuse me, y'all. We ain't gonna get no shine. Ain't nobody gonna hurry up and share my video. My last Thinking Thursday video, I think it was pretty good. I don't think it was bad at all. I got 11 views. I don't think I was so boring. I don't think I was, so bad. And I've seen plenty of people on here way more boring. I mean, in the tech sector, they all boring just about, but they videos do well because they bringing forth information people looking for. But people ain't looking for critical thinking. They ain't looking up how to critically think, especially not in the beef sector. You said posting, Empress, you said posting people's kids calling jobs and it's outrageous. It's absolutely outrageous. What do you expect to gain from that behavior? And there's somebody who's been on the internet 30 years. I was such a prude. This is what I'm saying. Y'all don't even understand. The real me, the true me, was a complete prude. Okay? No pictures. My picture was an avatar for 20 years. I would not dare put my real picture along with my real name anywhere. And when I saw it happening on Facebook, I was like, oh my God. So this is a whole separate culture that done went haywire. And then it got so bad till Mark Zuckerberg has been brought up on so many lawsuits. Believe me, he getting sued left and right, okay? Because this is a whole it's not even a democracy, okay? It's a dictatorship, and it has run amok. People ran wild, and ain't no type of protocol or consequences for negative behaviors. I leave and close the door with leader with no arms, no legs, no eyes and ears, but they're still on bended knee following these people while they're crying tears. Child, don't get me started. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. So if you think Hitler can't happen again, you better think again. Okay? So last week, I hope that y'all downloaded I finally did get all these action words uploaded into the system. And yeah, I better put it back. I better put the links in here too. I'm gonna put the links in here so if you want to download them again, and it will, it'll use another problem. But that's what you gotta ask yourself. You always gotta ask yourself why. Why did that person come in there? What was his point? What was his agenda? Why did he come in there talking about our message? What did he mean by that? Me, I gotta ask myself why. Is I or is I'm not messy? I like to think that I'm not. So I disagree with that statement right off top. Right off top. So I got the large word pair, excuse me, y'all. So the ICPS words we use today, the is and is not. I would like to do the games more with the parents who would like to come. Even as a grown-up, you can come later. But is not is what we applying to the situation, the problem that I had with Sir King today. Last night. Is or is not. Is named love is or is not messy? That's the first question. Okay, this is the ICPS words, action words, the dialogue. That I printed the big words. Printed the big letters out, and we're gonna apply these words each week. One of the luxuries I had when I learned this program is I was learning it with other mothers. So, they had guest speakers coming in. I'm doing the best I can, but I really believe this is an important concept to master. Having the right dialogue, excuse me, having the right dialogue, have the right questions, help you come to the right solutions. That's what help you get to excuse me, y'all, my allergy, boy. I know it's gonna rain. That's the sign Oh, so rain is coming on, y'all. Excuse me. My eyes is watering, my nose running. Excuse me, y'all. I don't mean to sniffle and sneeze, but yes. Um, let me put the link in. That's what I meant to do. I'm putting the link in for the big words. I made them in a big eight, 8 by 10 this size, and then I also uploaded the one page. That got all the phrases on one page. So I'm gonna put that link in the chat. So the big poster size ICPS words. So on this one again, once again, we used, the ICPS is not. You gotta ask yourself, you ain't got to be on the same page of what messy is. And do you agree that if this is a whole hundreds of people coming into a chat, that it's gonna be hundreds of different definitions of how they define what messy is? And do you agree that that is a mess? So I'm putting the big posters in there for ICPS words, and you can feel free to download it. I made it so you can download it yourself and print them out. And then I also did a one pager because you may not want to dedicate no wall of space to the poster size words and just want, a sheet of the main action words. So the one page ICPS words. I also made that possible too. Now, supposedly my grandbaby will be back next week, and we can start playing some more of the games or just reading out loud, the stories that are presented in these books. But I just decided to apply a current problem, which I had, which is somebody coming in the chat defining who I am before I get to define myself. That's a problem. That's going to always be a problem wherever you go in any situation. So I suggest that you don't do that. That's not good behavior. That's not critical thinking. That's thinking. Because you got your mind made up about me and you don't know me. Excuse me, y'all. That's problematic at best. So the other thing that ICPS forces you to do is to come up with different ways. So I didn't get a chance to speak my mind. People said ignore the chat. So I'm just going to ask you, can you think of a different way in which I could have solved that problem when somebody come in a chat and saw me up and define me among other people that they don't know and strangers? Can you think of a different way I could have handled that situation? This is my way. My way was to create a Thinking Thursday and let that be the subject. That is how I'm trying to solve this particular problem. And I wanted feedback and dialogue from other thinking adults that would like to use their brains to think about it. So that's the action word. Different. Can you think of a different way I could have handled that? Okay, here we go. All right, Slide Jones, I'm going to add you on. Oh, you know I'm the wrong one. I'm still working on myself. So okay. Yes, Empress Lotus, that is a good way to address them then and there. Now, sometimes I have a problem, addressing people then and there because if they quick with the tongue, I got a slower tongue. I speak a little slower, and you could cut me off real quick. But yes, I agree. I think addressing them then and there is exactly what you should be doing. And I did. You saw me. I did address them, because he was on there still pouring lies. Lies where? Where? You
Hmm.
can't just come out and be talking about lies and you ain't being specific. Where's the lie at? Hello, Slide. Welcome to the chat.
Well,
Thank you
hello,
for joining
Nayla.
me.
How are you?
I'm good. I love to hear your voice.
Yeah, but like I was saying earlier in the chat, I think there's a lot of effeminate men on YouTube. There's a
Yeah,
lot of men that are jealous that they don't have what you have or that they're not as comfortable as you are in the skin that you're in.
yeah.
And a lot of those men don't know how to react to that. And I notice they're weak. A lot of them are effeminate. Some of them are just, they put up a good front when they're talking shit about other black women, but never want to talk about themselves or nothing that they have going on, or else, let's say you're homophobic or you're not tolerant of the community, the alphabet community. So I think there's a big double standard on YouTube,
It
especially in the
is a big
sector.
double standard. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I just got through putting up a video that was on Vimeo that was clearly showing depicting nudity. The characters were nude. They was having sex in the short film. It was two cyclists. It was a whole cartoon. And yes, it's on my website. You could go see it right now. And I put it up to my followers, and I said, "Can you believe they shut my account down for twerk videos? I'm not nude. I'm twerking. I'm twerking.
Wow. And to
Help me with
Empress,
that one. Help me with that one. It was okay for the short film. I guess that was art. And me twerking, that wasn't considered art. That was porn. And they was even saying that in the chat that last night in Sir King's chat, bringing up my website. Oh, that's a porn site. Well, don't get it twisted. It's not a porn site. But is it grown people on there being sexy? Sure in the hell is. So is it on Facebook. Do you call Facebook a porn site? No, the hell you don't. I never seen more porn than on Facebook. Okay.
yeah, I can't even turn my Instagram on in public
Yeah.
without there being ass everywhere. So
So no, don't be calling my website porn. If you ain't calling Facebook porn, don't call my website. Excuse me.
I see in the chat Rockwell K says, "Is that your real voice?" Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
that's
my
his
real
real
voice.
voice. I love that real voice. He's not faking it at all. Silky smooth.
But yeah, they YouTube is very picky and choosy too because
Yeah.
you know how my show is. My poetry and everything might be, adult rated, but
Hmm.
none of my thumbnails or anything show any nudity whatsoever. Just a lot of skin. But even though those are paintings, if I choose the wrong thumbnail, YouTube will shut it down before my live even starts.
Yep. Yep.
But yet, and still, other people can have a whole lot more skin.
A whole lot more. They've been
And
discriminating a long time. A long time. You think I would have been trying to get my own website if I wasn't experiencing such a hard time with just twerking? We ain't talking about nothing else. Twerking.
yeah, yeah, like I said, they pick and choose. But then you also got haters out here too on
Oh
YouTube who
yeah,
will
definitely.
flag your videos just
Yeah.
to flag it, and then they'll say, "Oh, I'm offended by this" or "I'm offended by that,"
Well, see,
and all of a sudden it gets pulled down.
I was out to prove that's what it was. That if you got somebody flagging, it's a whole hater. That I purposely put up a video with nudity. I was nude in the video. I purposely put it up to see how closely were they watching videos. And I had put it on a separate channel So when nobody associated with, the current channel that I was on,
Mm.
and that video stayed up for 5 years, had gained 102,000 views. So it was plenty of time for people to report it. You hear me? If it was so
Yeah.
bad, if it was so offensive, that proved to me that they're not watching videos that close. Ain't no human beings watching. 500 hours of videos get uploaded on YouTube every minute. Every minute. It would take 199 years and everybody in the whole world hired to work round the clock to view all the content that get uploaded this year.
And then they want to try to blame the C word code, the thing. They try to blame that. Oh well, we can't review the videos now, so we have this thing that just automatically
Yeah,
judges whether we think a video would be watchable or not. But it says when I got that last email, it said this video was sent to us for review.
right.
And
It have
after
a human behavior.
review, we have determined that it is not appropriate or has content that is copyrighted. Now I'm talking about a live that I just scheduled where I ain't got nothing but a thumbnail and a description and nothing else.
What?
Yeah, all I had to do was name it. I got how I got to get a little sexy black art,
Yeah,
the couples kissing and holding each
yeah.
other and stuff. Well, I picked a thumbnail, I copied and pasted 99% of the last description from the last video, all except for the date and what I said I'd be talking about in that video. 2 hours later, 2 hours later, for a video that was scheduled at 11 o'clock, I think it was 3 o'clock that afternoon, your video has violated community standards and has been removed from YouTube. Now, this is a live stream that's coming up at 11 o'clock that they
That's
haven't.
right. You
And
have to have
I,
a human hater.
so, how do I have copyrighted material in a video you haven't watched? Have I violated anything where the thumbnail is PG-13 at the worst? And I'm saying who I am, what the video is going to be about. It's going to have spoken word and poetry. And I guess because I use words like sensuous and sultry, I guess they consider those words pornographic. I didn't say the F word
They fake.
or anything
It's a
graphic.
double standard. I've seen some mess on here. There's a lot of content that should not. Yeah, a lot of people is getting away. The reason why people believe they can dox is because so many people get away with it, and so it's people believing that it's not nothing wrong with it. And it is. It really is against the law.
And if half of what Tommy Sotomayor says, if it was said by a white man, it would instantly be considered hate speech, and that white man would be off of YouTube tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
because it's a black man saying it, they actually advertise on his videos. They advertise on his videos. He makes money off those videos. He's able to cash up off those videos where he's calling black children little
And
black
still,
bats and nappy headed monkeys and
yeah.
calling black women out of their name.
And he been banned. He been banned so many times it ain't even funny. He's still able to come back, which proves, how much control they actually really do have, which is none. And that's what they need to keep real. They won't keep that part real. They have no ability to control this website. It's too huge.
Yeah, but it seems like now they're trying to box out smaller creators. It's like I tell
But
anybody,
they
I go,
using it with bots. They doing it with bots because I don't think it's personal. I think it's that they have just said, okay, all the ones under 1K ain't shit. We ain't finna be worried about maintaining their content.
but I have 17,000 subs and can't reach 20 of them. It goes
Oh
from
yeah,
videos
oh yeah,
that get
they
at
killed
least.
the communication completely. I'm at the point where I'm beginning to go ahead and go with Instagram just for the build the mailing list back because I'm sick of trying to. I've been trying to give away prizes so people to hit me up on my email and it ain't working because they took every way to communicate out, and that is why people be in chats. For all of those who wonder why I be in the chats, okay, it's networking. That's what it's
Yeah,
called.
we have to network from the ground up because even though I was lucky enough to have one viral video, it is not a reflection of the people that actually come to the channel. And then my mother is a subscriber and set the notification bell and doesn't get notifications. I've
Yeah,
sat
I
there
got
And I've had her phone and my phone together right before I go live just to see what would happen. And my own mother doesn't get my notification, so I know my subs aren't.
Yeah. Excuse me, y'all. I know mine's gonna get them either. My Fat for Life, the notifications work, but not Naylove. Naylove is very inconsistent. Yes, somebody used my content on their site and I flagged them and YouTube took care of it right away. But they using bots. And then the fact that you were a human and you actually flagged them, that's what made them take action. But it's not automatic. I told you I had a video up. I was butt ass naked. Yes, I was. Uh, and I was doing that on purpose to test it out. You said you saw a lady fully nude push a baby out. I was traumatized. Well, they say that's allowed because that's for education. But I feel like they don't have no clue about culture. And so how you gonna consider, I really feel like they tried to destroy the BBW sector. Okay? Where all the BBWs who were doing the same thing the skinny bitches was doing, but they was big bitches doing it. So they would delete or flag them. Okay, and I had proof. I had receipts, so I'm not just talking about outside of my neck. I showed when some video was up. This video got 1 million views, and here you are. You shoot mine down, and she ain't got no clothes on, and I got all my clothes on. Mine's getting shot down. What's going on here?
Yeah, anybody with plus size lingerie, anything like that.
Yeah,
It seems like those videos are getting flagged a lot faster than them skinny white girls who are
it's
saying, "Oh,
on
watch me
purpose.
try on clothes," and they be damn their
BBW
butt
is the
ass naked.
number 1 search term for plus size, but the plus size community has turned to plus size as the search term because Google single handedly destroyed the power behind BBW. They didn't want big girls on their website. I was making them mad because I kept landing on the first page because my videos was blowing up like that. I wasn't planning that. I didn't plan that, but that's what happened. I wound up being number 69 most subscribed in 2009. I ain't never did it since, but it did happen in 2009. And they wasn't having it. They didn't want them kind of videos on the first page. They want the PewDiePies on the first page. They don't want nothing that look like us.
Yeah, those weirdos.
That's how YouTube used to be before all this mess came along. Yep.
Yeah,
That's if
Rockwell
they
Case
knew the
says,
notifications was working. Yeah, notifications used to work and be on point. Because to me, if you just send it to the 3,000 people that follow me or the 1K that's on here on they love, I'm good. I'm good. That's enough views. But they not even being sent to that. So I'm barely scraping by on views. And that's why I was broadcasting from both platforms live because I wanted to prove YouTube was on some fuck shit.
"Well, let me ask you this then: do you think I'm wrong when I say that if you were pushing a lesbian agenda and not a
Oh, I would
BBW
be in.
agenda?"
Oh, I would be in if I was on here. Yeah, if I was on here pushing a lesbian agenda, I would be in like Flynn. That stuff is being pushed so hard, and it's sickening. I am not homophobic. Trust and believe it. Okay. I've been experimental. I hung out with the gay crowd when I was into house music. Y'all know that's a gay crowd, okay? You ain't into house music and you homophobic, okay? Um, uh, yeah, I think now if that's what my thing, I was agenda that I wasn't pushing, I wouldn't get as much static on Flat. Yeah, I think it's definitely that agenda being pushed and pushed heavy. Yep, I did used to work to the point that I turned some of my notifications off. Yeah, it used to be so bad. I have all my notifications. I barely hear them now. And considering I'm subscribed to thousands of
Exactly.
people, my phone should be going off all day long. Bloom, 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 bloom. And if you think those algorithms, they are not connecting us, because sometimes I'll be like, I'm tired of this damn beef sector. I don't want to see no more of these videos. I go on there and click not interested. My thing be all cleaned up and I don't see nothing but my garden and tiny house. And then boom, I'll see Tracy, I'll see Five Babe again. Why? Because I'm looking at Tita. Tita Talk still looking at them. So now we
Mm-hmm.
connected. So don't
Yeah.
think they ain't connecting us. Okay? So when you get to trying to connect me to anything, understand and know this. Okay? Nail love is not about mess. No matter how you define mess. That's not me. Now, do I be nosy and I peep game? That's because I'm this wisdom. That's how you learn. You look and learn. Okay? So yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be in the chats, and sometimes I'm gonna say what I want to say. Show what the hell is. I'm a grown ass woman. That's what this whole platform is about. Commentary, where you should feel free to leave your commentary anywhere. And
Yeah,
if
but
you're
it's
not
like,
leaving disrespectful comments, you're welcome everywhere. How about that?
yeah, but if you're not a cult member or you're not a follower or you're not part of their clique, or you might like Five Babe and Tracy, and you might be
Yeah.
seen in both chats, and somebody's gonna go back and say, "Well, I saw you
Oh
here,
yeah,
I
I
saw
see
you
you the
there. You're a
ops.
traitor."
She the ops. She the
Well,
ops.
what team are you on? Well, who do you cheer for? Well, who's? And I'm like, yo, do I have to be all of that just
No,
to be in the
I'm
chat?
no, I'm 57 years old and too goddamn old for that.
Because look at all the people that
Like
had
who
to
I
pay
like,
for
and
attention.
you, yeah, I like who I like, and you ain't gonna determine that for me. Okay, I'm gonna determine that for myself, and we gonna have to raise our kids to have that kind of mind. Cause look how easy the grown ups are being manipulated in the system, and you think your kids ain't gonna be able to be sucked up just as easy?
And look how much money these cult members spend in these super chats and on these.
Spin,
And I'm talking about big money. I'm talking about paying bills
spin
for these people to sit there and talk about and dox other people,
to
and
dox
then
and
get
talk
mad
about.
and defend them. Like I've had people come after me after Tracy or after other
Oh
content
my God,
creators and
that's
stuff like that.
crazy.
I mean, and it was wild. I'm talking about I got long paragraph emails and threats and leave my
Oh my
Tracy
God,
alone, and
Chris.
she's like an auntie to me, and
Oh boy.
I'm just like, wow. Yeah, I mean, there's some fanatics out there.
And that is fanatic, but don't none of them bitches want to learn how to grow no food, do they? And we finna hit some hard times. DoorDash ain't gonna be available. Okay, that op stuff is crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. Hey Nayla, hey Indigo Star. I appreciate your comment to Sir King. Some people forget they are grown. I'm grown. I'm grown as fuck. I like who I like, and you can't do nothing about it. And if both of them people that I do like, that which I do like, if they allow me in their chat and they ain't got no problem with me being there, you shouldn't have no problem with me being in there. Period.
Especially if they're just on the sidelines. They're in the chat. They're not even really the content creator in focus.
Right.
They're just somebody in a chat. Even if they do have their own channel, it still doesn't matter. If I'm there for the host, I'm there for the host.
I'm there for the host. And unless they got a problem with me, what is you doing? You ain't got shit to say to me, really. Why is you
Oh,
seeing so much? Okay,
oh,
you
eh,
seeing me in the chat. You seeing so much.
oh yeah, and welcome to the chat, Indigo Star. I like that name,
Yeah, I do too.
Indigo Star. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a grown ass woman. What I look like, 57-year old, I'm chasing behind somebody. No, you supposed to be grown up out of that by high school, okay?
And that's what it feels like, Nay. It feels like high school. It feels like a popularity contest. First,
It's
let me super chat and let me cash up this
worse.
person until they
It's worse.
notice me.
That's the crazy part.
Because it's the only way to get noticed out of 300 or 400 people chatting at the same time is separate themselves by either already being a big channel and being affiliated, or by super chatting enough to say, okay, well, I'm gonna give this person a wrench. And then by giving that person a wrench and giving them, I guess some kind of responsibility to your chat or some kind of loyalty,
Yeah,
you know, these people stand back like the police to protect you and guard you, and like I said, just it's getting to the point now. It's getting fanatical. It's getting a little bit weird,
It's weird.
and people, it's natural for us to choose sides. When you hear about a woman who uses somebody's dead grandmother as an avatar, that's going to piss you off. But you're going to think, what kind of low down scumbag would do that? And then you're going to have other people that uses somebody else's children, or tells you where they live and puts them in danger, or tells you where they work and where they, where they do business.
And that's
You know,
crazy. What do you gain from that? Now, now say you do that. Now somebody do pull up who don't have no chill, already on 1,000, ain't got no zero, already at 1,000, and you get killed. What did you do? You gotta laugh or chuckle? Are you the winner now? Is it some type of prize for being the best roaster and gagger?
yeah, because it goes beyond roasting and gagging and
It's
jokes.
way beyond. Corinne, you said Nate Love, you still had them lollipops. And I was telling your story to one of my friends about your journey on Stop Smoking. I said I admire this lady. Yeah, I still got my suckers though.
Kareem,
I gotta give up that sugar.
Kareem
So
goes
I gave up
way
the
back.
cigarettes.
Kareem
Hey,
goes
Corinne.
way back.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know him personally. I'm just saying, he
She
mentioned.
started going on 3 weeks for her. Congratulations, cause this is a struggle. I smoked for 40 years. I started when I was 17, and I quit a million times before I actually put them down. But now I made a year. I made a year July the 1st.
Well,
So
see, you see the good things you do, and you don't even know it. Stuff that maybe you
I
did
try.
years ago that still has an impact on people. So, whatever you put out here, when you do it in a positive way like you do, what I'm saying, it does reach people, but it may not be the most popular thing on the streets, not as popular as
Right.
doxing and cussing somebody out, or talking about their mama,
I
or
had to
trying to
evaluate that.
expose them.
Because if I just went by getting paid, well, I'm the biggest loser. I've been on here 14 years. I ain't got paid yet. No matter when I was the most popular, net famous, so called, to now, where I get a handful in the chat. I ain't never got paid for it. So I had to ask myself, why? That's where the ICPS come in. Why are you doing that? Why? Why? Because I love it. I absolutely love meeting new people. You think I get mad when I meet a Slide Jones? And when I got people coming in and they showing me love, ooh, they love, I love you. I love your chat. I love what you did. I love that video you just put that's addictive. I'm gonna keep coming back for that. Okay? Who get too much love?
I mean, I got my book right here. I still got my book, and I still apply the lessons, even if I'm debating a Trumper, or just anybody out here that wants to have a deep discussion, and we may have a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
A lot of times I can apply everything that I learned in the critical thinking, not to win an argument, but to at least find common ground with that person, where it's just not, we don't walk away angry
Where you
or
don't both walk away
contentious.
angry. That's the whole goal. So both people don't walk away angry. The one little kid example that I use is that the mother had to pick her son up from school. He got into trouble. He was grabbing toys from another classmate. The classmate, when he grabbed the toys, he responded by hitting him. Well, the mother, when she came in, she automatically told him what to think, and that was the wrong way. And when she once she got trained with the ICPS, then that same situation, she was able to ask him what happened. So the little kid who was mad because he grabbed his toys, it was his toys. So in his mind, no matter what you tell him, you can't tell him he wrong for wanting his toys. But what the mother, by her not asking what happened, left out is that he did allow the other kid to take a turn with his toys. Now he want them back. So now you can understand why and have empathy of why this little kid was reacting the way that he did. It's very important to find out what page, where you coming from, where a person is coming from. You know, when you meet people every day, you don't know whether they on 10 or on one. You don't know whether they just got beat up by their boyfriend or just lost their job. And so you gotta take that in consideration.
But you know what, Nayla? That same lesson can be applied to what we just saw with the where they came out with the rest of the footage from what's his name, I Can't Breathe case.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That the lessons that we've learned here can be applied there once you've seen all
Absolutely.
the evidence, because
Once you
once you
see
only
it
see
all,
part of it, you have that opinion of, okay, this is wrong, and there's no excuse whatsoever, this should never
right?
happen. And then you go back and rewind it just a few minutes before, and then you kind of see the why to the
Yep,
what,
yep. The
how it
why
all
is
adds
what?
together. And then you start saying, well, why was he acting this way? Well,
Yep.
why did he jump out of the car? Like in the case in Atlanta, why did this guy snatch the taser off the officer's
Yeah.
hip?
I always ask that question. Why?
And instead of being emotional, because we're emotional species, and
We
when we
are
see
emotional.
our own hurt, we see a lot of the same things over and over in the news and in the media. It frightens us, it pisses us off, we get angry, we want to do something about it, and then we see people burning down the city, and existentially, through us, we're cheering them on because they're saying, F the establishment, F the police.
Thank
But
you, Indigo Star. I'm sorry. She said, we may not catch you live, but you have supporters even when you don't. I'm sorry. I got
yeah,
to say,
that's no, that's true. That's true. Yeah, let's catch up with the chat, because it is true. We may not be able to catch you live, but you always know, because you'll see those likes pop up, or
oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I have people who will tell me about a video I did years ago. Oh, I remember your daughter when she was in the store with you, your granddaughter, and that just made my day. Well, that makes my day when I come across, because I may have a shit day, okay? I have a lot of shit days. When you deal with my fibromyalgia, you don't wake up happy and chipper every day, okay? So I come to and I see a comment like that. Oh, your granddaughter just made my day. Oh, your garden is just so beautiful. It's therapeutic. It made my day. Oh, that tip you gave me about cucumbers, that was good. And I may not get it on the front end instantly where you see thousands of views, but years later, that'll still be relevant. Trust and believe it. Who gonna remember Sir King, Tracy, or any of them 10 years from now? But 10 years from
nobody.
now, zucchini is still gonna be planted the same way. Okay, that
Oh
ain't
yeah,
gonna change.
and
Rest
then
in
plus
peace
people
to
like to
all
see that
those who we have
progress.
lost, all those who we have lost as we speak on camera. And the reason things like this happen is because the system they built for us, living, it, built for us to live in. George Floyd brought that. Yeah, George Floyd did break that, definitely.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I'll never forget his sacrifice, or what his loss stands for. But at the same time, our critical thinking also has to come into play, so that we can deal with these tragedies over and over and start trying to find
exactly.
ways to cope, ways to deal. Because, like you say, what are some of the different ways to deal with it? One could be
Yeah,
violence,
yeah.
one could be, attacking police, when we see them in our communities, the same way we feel like they attack us, if they approach us or feel like we're going to be under attack, to go ahead and defend ourselves, or we can
Or
do it like how Khalid Muhammad said, and said, treat them like soldiers, because that's how they look at you. Name, rank, serial number. What did I do, officer? May I have your badge number? Can you reasonably articulate a crime? But most of them are not going to sit there and listen to that much.
yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of hotheads that's riding and operating off emotion, and that's not going to do us a lot of good. Suppose they say, okay, we're going to do reparations. You know that reparations is going to take you sitting down and thinking of all kinds of different ways to make that be fair, or just or equal. You said it's called teaching your kids European history. Find out when votes are happening, because the community we have to organize. That's the start. Yeah, that is the start. And too many of us ignore the local elections, paying attention to Trump. He matters so little to your direct life. But when you see brothers locked up and three strikes you out and all that, that's come from the state's attorney that you just let walk in because you call yourself not voting because you don't like Trump or Hillary.
Let,
You ain't gonna vote at all. So now the state's attorney, they walked into their job. The judges that's throwing down the law and interpreting the law, they done walked into another term without your presence, because you done listened to some Cass Riddick, Tariq Nasheed, or somebody else talking about they don't vote. Oh, yes, you do. You need to vote. This is democracy. This is the country that we in. Now, our votes may not count as much as you think or feel it should. And the big election as far as the president, but these local elections, they matter. Some people get in on that one vote difference. For real.
I'm
And
gonna tell
some
you.
people get in without no votes at all. 6 judges here in Springfield got their job again because nobody ran against them.
Here in my local area in Georgia, there's a senator by the name of Sanford Bishop. Now, he is the black Democrat incumbent who's probably been in office for 25, 30 years. Won't nobody vote him out. He's in there committing up to $100,000 in fraud after an independent investigation. One of only 2 black people invited to the local country club. He's a member of the NRA, yet and still they have bussed and put him in vans and went to the south side, worst parts of town, scooped up all the black voters they could, forced them to vote Democrat, and put this man in office over and over and over. And none of the older black Democrats seem to stop and scratch their head and look and see, like, who are we putting in office anymore? They just
Who
vote a
not
blind
even participate?
demographic ticket, and it's good to participate, but at the same time, you can't participate blindly.
Right, you
You got to
can't
know who you're
participate
putting in
blindly.
office.
But do you know you can write somebody in? I didn't even know that. That is not what they teaching us in school. They just telling us about the vote, telling us how blacks they get the right to vote to such and such a time. They ain't telling us about how the vote affects you, the officers that are affected by being a vote. The state's attorney, you don't think about that till you got traffic tickets. Then when you
Yeah.
got traffic tickets, now you know who the state's attorney is. You say you can't deal with this little shaking my head.
The
Uh,
Empress Blue Lotus Oya Ma'at. I like saying people's names.
well, y'all, I have been trying to give away this tablet. Excuse me, y'all. Oh boy, this allergy. Y'all know it's gonna rain here. That's the sign for me. It's the sure sign of rain. It's my nose running. I've been trying to give away this tablet so you won't have to look at no little screen.
Hmm.
I still giving it away. It's still another one. The one who won. Don't think that I did. I just didn't get around to it. I got that bad. I didn't get around to putting it in the post office. But I promise you, this weekend I'm gonna get it done. I promise, promise, promise.
Good night, Blue
But I
Lotus.
still have a tablet I'm trying to give away. For anybody who wants to hit me up in my email, you could just say hi. You can just say, I love what you was talking about in your critical thinking class or anything. Or I hate what you was talking about it because you believe that I could still like you as a person even though you hate what I'm saying. It's possible for that to coexist in the same person. That's what critical thinking is all about. We have to be dual brain. And if we want to solve serious problems like reparations, how do you dole that out? They not you okay, this is what I was pissed off when I seen one of these people's chat. They had 8 people in the chat. Now, all of these are the heavy hitters at what you call the ghetto sector, whatever you want to call it, the beef sector. These are all heavy hitters. They got a big following they own, some small followers, but you know they mouth is infamous. Okay, when you listen to that and you play that back, are you proud of what you see and you hear? And do you think anybody of importance, of any significance, gonna invite you to sit down at the table when they see that you cannot communicate without cursing a bitch out. That's how they was talking. Just that does not happen in a group of men. I've had plenty of groups of men, and that don't happen. Where they all talking all at the one time, everybody want to get their point across. I think that's a female emotional thing, gay man thing. I do. I
Hmm.
really do. I think that acid tongue, that's a female thing. A man ain't gotta cut you down with his tongue because he can punch you with his goddamn fist. He shut you up all right. You'll be
But
quiet.
but you notice they never go to another man's chat with that bullshit though.
Oh no. Oh no. No, that don't happen. That don't happen. It the man that they go to, if they do go to, they gay. And the ones who around here talking about they straight, you suspect. Cause I ain't never been in no situation where I had to sit back and be second to no trans woman. I trust and believe it. Big dick, like big ass.
Yes,
you
yes,
ain't
Lord.
even you ain't even gotta be cute. You can have an ugmo, okay?
As long as you got it, don't.
This could be jacked up, okay? But I ain't hard on the eyes. You got to be kidding me. You a so-called straight man, but you spend 2 hours flirting with a trans woman for
Mm-mm.
chucks and giggles. Men don't operate like that. The one guy that was in my chat the other day, over and over, he was talking about my hair. You beautiful. You gorgeous. He was steady flirting, trying to get it in. It
You
ain't
know,
gonna be no
you know
sit
why I
back
changed
2 hours.
my icon? I
Why?
changed my icon because I was in some African chats, and these African men started trying to hit on me.
Oh no.
Based on my avatar, based on my pic.
Oh boy.
I guess because I'm light skinned, they all they saw was the dreads. You know, they
Oh
they they
Lord.
saw my basic features. They didn't really look close enough at the thumbnail, and I started getting all these weird messages from Nigeria and Ghana and all these other weird places. I'm like, no, dog. I said, first of all, listen, watch one of my videos. Like, did you even take the time to watch 10 seconds? If you did, you know I was a man. I don't sound anything like a woman.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, I changed my avatar now until I take a better picture because it was just that quick. And I said, if they creep on a man that fast, imagine how they treat an actual woman.
Well, I just know that wouldn't no man sit up for 2 hours flirting with no trans person. You got a woman in the chat. That's suspect. But you know what? Hey, that's my opinion.
There's a lot of suspect men on YouTube. There's a lot of suspect men, and they will say what it takes to get a following. They'll do pretty much what it takes. And just like gay men in fashion, all those men in fashion aren't gay. They just know that it's a gay man's game. So yeah,
Yeah.
they might put on nail polish or
Oh
they might
yeah.
do their hand or wear
Oh
pink
yeah. I
socks,
believe that's an
and they
element of
play the
that.
role. But they're straight as an arrow, but they have to play the game so they can be backstage with them women and be invited to the shows and be considered one of the gang, I guess you could say. Well, if you had a straight up heterosexual man in the fashion world, he'd be kicked out in the first 10 minutes.
Man. Um Rockwell K, she says people have to learn their rights, and people in the black community have to speak to their kids differently now to teach them to know that they're right in all situations we have heard about. Well, to me, it is better to teach them how to critically think, which is the whole point purpose of today. When you can critically think, you can make better decisions. You're gonna wait. You're gonna stop and think. You're gonna ask the questions. You're gonna ask the right questions so you can get to the right solutions.
Yeah, and I'd rather have them, maybe be smart and close their mouth than have them say too much and get hurt or end up
Yeah,
exacerbating the situation or escalating because all they want is an excuse to escalate. And if all it
exactly.
takes is a yes sir, no sir, name, rank, and serial number, yeah, this is my name, this is where I live. Now, what did I do wrong?
Hey, bitch, think I didn't know you was in the chat. How you doing? Well, this is almost to the end, but yeah, some of those votes went against Hillary because they was fill-in votes, and some people have actually won. It was I think it was a governor, I believe, in Philadelphia. Somebody in Philadelphia won as a write-in, complete write-in candidate because some people are so apathetic and not participating in the vote that you can win as a write-in. So
Yep.
I think people should, we should be educating our kids about that. Did you know you can write yourself in? You might have a charismatic child that's a leader. That because the leadership, that's that thing that can't really be taught. They have to be born with, born leaders. Well, if you got a leader, you want to groom them. You need to be educating them about the voting system. For absolutely, you you can't leave it up to the schools because they not telling you.
Right. And Rockwell makes a good point. I agree. And just what I mean to know to ask the right question from jump.
Right.
So the situations they've heard about don't escalate to one of
Exactly.
them being on the t-shirt. Yeah. And
Man,
teaching them how to think, because teaching them how to
man,
react and being angry. Oh, yeah. That's a quick
man.
one way ticket to the grave.
I play back that clip of Tupac all the time because that's a perfect example of who was critically thinking in that. He just impulsively jumped up and jumped into a crowd of men and started swinging. Okay. Well, yeah, they're gonna retaliate. They're gonna come back, and it's all over what? Some chains? Some chains? For real? That's
They're
crazy.
they're killing fight even over less than that.
Less than that. Less than that. These fools on here that's doxing less than that.
And
Less
then
than that.
you hate to hear Tommy Sotomayor or people like that speak about us, but the thing that angers you so much is that twinge of truth. That 75% of truth that's in what he's saying about us. Where we're out there saying Black Lives Matter, yet and still we're taking our own
They're taking
Black
our own.
lives, and
So why
nobody
should
wants to
anybody
say
take
that
you
because
serious?
of the statistics where whites kill whites, blacks kill blacks. We know that, but still, you know what I'm saying? We still need to slow it down because we don't want to give these people ammunition because they
Ammunition.
figure if we
You
kill each
giving them
other, our lives are
excuses.
worthless.
Excuses could continue the same agenda when you keep doing that. But I tell
Yeah.
you, it comes from not being taught that critical thinking. I feel very fortunate. They introduced it to me when my 30-year-old was 9. So 21 years ago. And why they didn't continue the program, it was probably a grant, funding or something like that year. We just got lucky, got in it, you know. And me, because I feel fortunate, I feel like I could give my voice free on YouTube, so we don't, you know, have no excuse not to at least try it or be exposed to it. They
Yeah.
react and attack, then cry victim about the consequences. Yep. Amen. Indigo. Amen. Way too often. And too many of our boys, we don't want to admit it. They've been raised in the house by us. Well, we done had the sole power. Now, see, if it was such a good thing for to be under a black woman's control, then why do we have the highest crime rates? Why do we have the highest dropout rates?
You,
Okay,
one of the
so
worst
we ain't
things
doing
my
right.
one of the worst things I think my child's mother told my son at a very, very, very young age was that he was man of the house. The
Oh
reason why I
no.
say that was the biggest mistake she made was because now he's 19
Mm-hmm.
and he still thinks he's the man of the house
Yeah,
and
that's a bad.
really isn't where he needs to be at 19. He's not, you know, seeking the military. He's not in school right now. He's just there, just a bump on the log, eating the food, sucking up all the air, and still thinking, well, I'm the man of the house, so I can be here.
Nope. Mine couldn't be the man in the house. That was clearly established.
Because see,
And
once you tell him he's man of the house, and then you got to tell him how that he's got to leave now. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? That you're no longer man of the house. You got to go. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? But
They
he's
should be
been
focused on learning how to read and write and passing your class and having manners, not ruling over you and making no.
right. and cooking breakfast for his little brothers, making sure they make it to school. Now already he's got to help them hook up the computer and do the distance learning and all this stuff. He's already out of school. You know what I'm saying? He should be doing online learning for his college courses
Yeah,
instead of going back helping his three or four little brothers to go back and do
I've been
and
people
do
I
their
knew it
school.
wasn't gonna go back to normal. It was not gonna go back to normal. And I would not be sending my kids. I don't know about y'all. I'm just curious. The people in the chat and you two, y'all sending y'all kids back to school for this school year? Y'all sending y'all? Did anybody got kids in the chat? If you got a kid in the chat and you send them back to school, type one in the chat.
Yeah, I'm interested in hearing this as well.
When mama gets married, she a man moves in, and what happens to the former man of the house? Yeah, I'm gonna be doing online, and I quite frankly, if I had a child, I mean, I know it's a hard decision, but I would not be sending mine because we already got to do a whole bunch of unschooling as it is. I just get saddened by how much misinformation that we didn't get, that we didn't know about. Like how many stories, like hidden figures, is hidden from us that of great Black Americans that had significant contributions to society that we never learned about.
You know
That
why?
we learned.
Because Columbus discovered America, and
Yeah.
because George Washington never told a lie.
Oh yeah, and if you think they ain't still lying to your face, get you a watermelon if you like watermelon that say seedless watermelon. And open it up and tell me if it's seeds in there. Tell me if it's seeds in that watermelon. That's the open lie they telling you now. That's just crazy. So that's why you gotta question everything. How can they sell a seedless watermelon when you cut it open? There's seeds in there.
Little white seeds every time.
Yeah, they're little white seeds. To me, that's whitening up the world. The black seeds wasn't good enough, so they had to keep on manipulating, genetically modifying it to this white seeds. White is right. We don't even know what's wrong with that watermelon, okay? But we gobbling it out without question. You gotta question everything, everything,
Now they even in the
everything.
history books even have the slaves now as indentured servants and calling them indigenous. I mean, well, not indigenous, but what they say they were migrant workers that helped the American economy.
I agree. Send your kids back in this pandemic is like sending them to the gas chamber. I feel like I agree. No way. If I
But
had
the,
kids, I
but
would
if you
not
taught
send
our
them
kids the real truth, they wouldn't pass any American curriculum because of
Oh
that
no.
Christopher Columbus shit.
Yeah, because of that. Yeah. I know I'm all fucked up. And I be just jaw dropping when I look and see his, like for example, a fact that I did not know. Did you know the monkey wrench? You ever heard of the monkey wrench?
Yeah.
You know who owns the patent to that?
Mm-mm.
Jack Johnson. You know who Jack Johnson is?
Oh, the boxer from the
Oh
early
yeah,
1900s.
yes. Why we ain't hear about that? Why we ain't hearing about that? We heard about all about him boxing, but we ain't hear nothing about that man
No,
was
you hear all about the white
on
women
a
that he
monkey
wanted to
wrench.
carry across
Yeah,
state lines. That's the
right.
last thing I heard about Jack Johnson was
We
that they
ain't hear
created a
about
law
that.
to keep
And
him
when I
from
looked
taking
it
white
up,
women across
sure
state
enough,
lines.
Jack Johnson got the patent for the monkey wrench. He invented that.
Hmm.
The monkey wrench.
And all you ever hear about is the white women.
The crazy thing is, once George Floyd passed away, the world changed to show the people who's been oppressed tell you right now, are they going to wake up or stay asleep? Everything. I hope they gonna stay woke. I'm praying for that. A coworker says, "I'm sending those bastards to school. I'm a nurse, not a teacher." Wow.
Indigo Star says, my kids had to read before the Mayflower, and I
Yeah.
think other literature should be required reading for our children.
Yes.
Absolutely. And it should be by us, for us. It shouldn't be questioned by any outside source. The only
Yeah.
thing is, when it comes to having a black leader to bring us together, the only people that you have out there, the Umar Johnsons, the Tariq Nasheeds, the Brother Polites, all these hustlers that at some point have shown that they can't be trusted with the money, they can't be trusted with the blueprint. Farrakhan is too old. Um,
Yeah.
and then there's only a handful of black leaders that would take the helm on a project like that and say, okay, I can do this. Let's get these black kids educated. Oprah took her plan all the way to Africa and only
Yeah,
included
to
the
Africa.
girls.
Yeah, only the girl.
Where
Yeah.
we got a lot of boys right there in Chicago,
Oh my
right
God,
in her
Oprah,
bread
and
and butter.
indeed, it's so great. It's so great. But also, when she did that, I questioned her. I wondered why she did it. I do. I actually, I understand. Actually, I do understand because when you ask these kids about education, they don't care about an education. Do you ask them kids about an education? They'll tell you how they walked. They went without food and walked 10 miles in order to get to school because education was number one. They would rather be educated than to eat.
And
So
and it hasn't gotten any better under Rahm Emanuel, who was Obama's homeboy. So all these people that have abandoned Chicago, whether it be Michael Jordan and his wife, whether it be the Obamas, whether it be Rahm Emanuel,
yeah,
I mean, there's so many people that
it's
that
so
brag about
many that I
Chicago and
don't
tied to Chicago
understand how they can't come together and come up with something, positive that the kids could come to. That is not miseducation. That's correct education.
because that's exactly where it starts. It starts with education and
Yeah.
getting these kids to school in a safe environment, not feeling like they might get shot. That's part of it too. And providing the safety and security so that they don't feel threatened, so that way they can be comfortable in school, be comfortable getting
It's
back and
really
forth.
important. It is important. That part is important. I wouldn't be sending my kids to school. This is just gonna be one semester they out. And the reason why I feel like they can't afford it, like maybe I would say if I had a high school student, then it's the difference between graduating and not graduation. I get that one. But these fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth grade, I think you can sit out a year and be okay and catch up. I think you can catch up.
I think if they can get on their mobile devices, if they can get on Twitter and Facebook
Yeah,
and
they can do
all of
all that.
that, they can do their homework.
Yeah, they can.
Dedicate 3 or 4 hours a day to make sure they do it. You can get text messages and emails and know what their progress is, or stand there and make sure they at least start their homework.
Yeah, I know I would be. I was just curious. I did a poll, about a month ago, asking people were they going to send their kids back to school. I would not. There's no way. I feel anybody else going through this in the stores. If you got to go somewhere, you in a, it's a weird feeling because everybody is doing this. Even my friend came over that I had not seen in years. Came by and she wanted to come up and hug me, but she couldn't. She just said hi and she had to keep on going. She didn't come in and sit down. It's weird. So even we in the stores and you see people veering away. Now I was so mad. I had an attitude because I had just got it tested for COVID. And so I technically had got the results that I was negative. I didn't have COVID. I'm in the store, and this lady going way out her way to move away from me. And I'm like, if anything, you probably gonna give it to me. But you're moving way away from me. It's crazy. I be one when I see people doing the most like that, I be wanting to hack up and spit on them on purpose. That's cause they did doing the most. Like, man, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm already 6 feet and then you looking at me and backing away, I'm just like, I'm not a vampire,
Okay.
you know. Like, damn, yeah, they do take it a little bit too seriously.
It's
But then
too
again, you got the ones that don't take it seriously enough. Like my mom had her two Karen moments back to back, where some old white lady then snatched her groceries and been like, "I ain't worried about no COVID." You know what I'm saying? And took her groceries and snugged them up right to hers and everything. Put her hands all over my mom's stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess my mom was
in
standing
the
too far
most
behind.
You said that was probably you. I'm sorry. She said that was probably her be weaving and bobbing. It just be funny. It looks weird to me, and I just be one the ones that really do the most. I be one that just stack up and just sneeze on them on purpose. On coffee.
Yeah. And I work in retail, so I see it all the time. I see people standing in line and they're looking at me trying to get the people to move. And I'm just like, everybody knows to stand, you know, 6 feet, but I'll be looking and, they be looking at me and I look back at them like, well, you know, what can I do? 'Cause I can't stand there all day and be like measuring, well, make sure you're 6 feet away, ma'am or sir, or you're standing too close to
It
people.
just look funny to me, but I get it. I get it. So, but I just be rebellious a little bit. I be wanting to spit on them on purpose. Excuse me. Oh, my bad. Ah, shoot, my bad, my bad.
Just watch them spaz out.
Just to see who's fast.
Now standing there like the witch from Wizard of Oz, like no, 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 just melt away.
I melted. I think that he Carol got Carol.
I'm melting.
You said
Oh,
binge. I saw it on an OBT interview. I was side eyeing Oprah until I heard that. Oh, okay. Uh, I'm a Karen too, y'all. Fuck what you do. I be Karen on this bitch, okay? I see some boys trying to hang out over here. There was a house next door to me that was, it was abandoned and boarded up and stuff. So, and I thought they was trying to finna make it be a trap house. And believe me, I was suspicious of them. But even though they was not black, they was all the white boys. They looked suspicious to me. And yes, I was calling. So I'm the black Karen. I'm the black Karen. I don't play. I do not play. Anyway, all right, y'all. I'm glad y'all joined me. Man, this one lasted till 11. Lord have mercy. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I wanted to do a cooking video. I guess that's going to be tomorrow. Not today. Uh,
well, I'm glad you let me hang out with you for a little
yeah,
while.
yeah, it was a good one. This was a good, lively discussion. And as I said, we used the words is and is not. Is Nayla messy or is she not? Or is she not?
I think it's 100% vote is not.
It's all right. Okay, thank you. I appreciate everybody who came to the chat. I'm going to keep bringing this back. I feel proud of myself because I didn't give up. I was frustrated with all the little technical glitches, but I am learning that, you got to persevere. You got to keep on trying until you get it right. And I'm going to keep on trying until I get it right. And at least want to be on the side of the solution and not be the problem. How about that? What you think about that? I'd rather be on part of the solution. I don't want somebody to complain about me. Oh, you just a lot of talk. You ain't doing no, you ain't offering no solutions. I'm offering one. This is my solution. Learn how to critically think. That's very important. And if you want this book, hit me up anytime. FatForLifeTV at Outlook.com. I'll give it to you. Oh, me, this is my gift to the world. I'm not going to renege. It doesn't matter if it's 10 of y'all or one of y'all. You will get this book. This is a good book to introduce to your family. If you ain't got a family, give it to another family who you think would appreciate it. Okay? Anyway, I'm going to get up out of here, y'all, and get on with the get down. Ooh, it's still warm, y'all. Woo. Mm-hmm. Ooh, yes, y'all know I'm a foodie. Yeah, I'm gonna get this on. mm, mm. All right. Peace and love. I'll see you again in the next video. Bye, y'all.